Last year, I went all in on my balcony garden, and I made many mistakes, but I learned a lot. Today I'm sharing 9 things I got wrong, including this massive grow bag right here, which I will tell you about in a minute. If you are gardening in a small space, watch this before you start your spring planting. It's going to save you a lot of time, money, and probably a few headaches. And if you want to follow my balcony journey this spring, don't forget to subscribe. Mistake number 1, using whatever containers I could find. Okay, so I use literally anything I could get my hands on. I even grabbed the cabinet someone left on the street in Paris. Free stuff is great, but here is the thing, not every container actually works for plants. As you can see, I used the cabinet for my raspberries, but it has no drainage holes and it was too shallow. And because of that, the roots just got all tangled up and they were not happy. So now, before buying a container, I check if it has proper drainage holes and if it is deep enough, because these things matter. Also, the size of the pot is very important. For example, this is a photo of my neighbor's tomato pot. It's way too small, right? And because of that, the roots have nowhere to go and the plant can't grow properly. But don't worry, I told her and she grabbed some bigger pots for this spring. Mistake number 2, this ridiculous grow bag, this massive grow bag. I thought bigger is better, more space for the plants, but no. So first off, it's way too big for a balcony. It's super heavy when it's full of soil, and when it rains like today, it becomes absolutely huge. We are talking about 300 liters of soil plus all the rainwater. I can't even move it. And that's actually kind of scary for the balcony because all the weight sitting in one spot could mess with the waterproofing. Plus, it's only 30 centimeters tall. So of course it's wide, but it's very shallow. And a lot of vegetables need to grow down and they just can't in it. So in an upcoming video, I'm actually gonna harvest whatever it left in here and empty it out. I'm switching to 50 liters bag. They are deeper, way easier to move around, and just better. Mistake number 3, trying to grow big vegetables. I tried growing vegetables that honestly just need way more space and energy than a pot can give them. Some vegetables are just made for big gardens with tons of deep soil. Like these cabbages. They are huge, right? But they never actually made anything. I think they really need to be in the ground to get all the nutrients they want, but in a pot, it's just a lot of work for basically nothing. So for this year, I will only stick to smaller vegetables that don't need as much energy. It makes way more sense for container gardening. Mistake number 4, putting vegetables too close together. This was a big one for me. In my grow bag, I planted vegetables way too close together. I was like, more veggies, more food, but that's not how it works. Actually, the vegetables couldn't breathe. They stayed tiny, and even worse, planting too close brings disease like powdery mildew because the air can't circulate properly between the leaves. This is what happened with my turnips. I actually have a video about it on my channel if you want to see that disaster. Every plant needs its own space for the roots and leaves to spread out. So now I will always look up the spacing between each plant. Lesson learned. Mistake number 5, using whatever soil I could find. At the start, I didn't really get how important soil quality is. I just used basic soil I found here and there. I wasn't thinking about actually feeding my plants. But as you know it, plants need food to grow, and a good soil makes a massive difference. So now I buy decent potting mix with compost and nutrients in it, and it's worth it. Mistake number 6, forgetting to actually feed my plants. Yeah, I basically forgot to feed my plants regularly. For example, my potted vine that didn't give me a single grape last year just because I forgot to add compost and fertilizer. I understood that the nutrients in the soil of my container run out way faster than in the ground, especially when it's raining and during winter, so you really need to keep feeding them. And the difference when I added compost was just insane. There was an immediate before and after in a few weeks. Actually, I'm planning to make a video soon about how to build your own composter. But little tip, if you live in a city like me, they are usually eco places that will give you compost for free if you bring them your food scraps, so it's pretty cool. Mistake number 7, planting at the wrong time. I figured out that the earlier you start your seedlings, the longer you get to enjoy your vegetables. And if you can start them indoors while it's still cold outside, and then you wait until the frost period is over to move them to pots, you will get a huge head start. This way, you can harvest stuff way earlier and it keeps going until like September or October sometimes. Mistake number 8, just buying seedlings instead of starting from seeds myself. Another thing I did was to just buy seedlings from the garden center. There are two problems with these plants. First, they are pretty expensive, and second, sometimes they just don't manage to adapt when you move somewhere else, like on a balcony, because they need time to adapt to a new environment, and sometimes they just never really do. So now I prefer starting from seeds. Of course it takes longer, but it's way cheaper, and honestly the plants end up being way stronger. And mistake number 9, not paying attention to what seeds I bought. This is my last mistake. I used to just buy any seeds without really checking what they were. As you know it, a lot of seeds you get at the store are hybrids, which means they will grow fine the first time, but then you can't save the seeds from your veggies for next year. So now I try to buy heirloom seeds when I can, and with those you can actually save the seeds from your best vegetables and plant them again and again, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, those were my biggest screw-ups from my first year of balcony gardening, but I learned a lot. If you are just getting started, I really hope this helps you skip some of these problems. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see what I'm planting on my balcony during spring and summer. And tell me in the comments, what mistakes have you made in your garden? I would love to hear that. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.